Imagine cutting years off of your mortgage while paying less tax at the same time, all without changing your job, your income, or your lifestyle. It sounds impossible, right? Well, it's not, and the CRA actually approves it. Most Canadians have never even heard of it, but the ones who do can save thousands every single year. Welcome back to the Mortgage Blueprint Show. I'm your host, Scott Sarai, and this one, I absolutely love talking about this strategy. It's simple, it's powerful, and it's one of the most underused tools in Canada. So let's get into it. Imagine this. You're paying thousands of dollars in tax every single year, and at the same time, you're paying thousands of dollars in mortgage interest. Two of your biggest expenses here. We have taxes and we have interest, and both are money going straight out the door. But what if I told you there's a simple CRA approved strategy that lets you shrink both of these at the same time? It's called cash damming. And yes, my friends, it's another strategy. And today I'm going to explain exactly how it works and why it's one of the most underused strategies in Canada today, and how it could save you thousands of dollars every single year, all without changing your income, your job, or your lifestyle. Okay, so here's the problem. Most Canadian homeowners, especially people in their 30s and 40s, are managing their money completely backwards. You work hard, you bring home your paycheck, and you use that money to pay your mortgage. Then, if you have a rental property or even a basement suite, now a basement suite, it's so overlooked in this strategy, but you use that same after tax money to cover the property's expenses, things like insurance, repairs, property tax, the hydro bill, the mortgage payment if you have one. So, what's really happening? You're paying tax on your income first, and then you're using what's left over to pay down debt and cover expenses. You're doing everything the right way, quote unquote. But the system, it's designed so that the bank wins first, the government wins second, and I'm sorry, but you're coming in last here. Meanwhile, the interest on your mortgage, the biggest debt you'll probably ever take on, is not tax deductible. It's just gone. Thin air. That's why so many families feel like they're stuck on this hamster treadmill, working harder every year, but not feeling ahead because they're missing the strategy, the one that flips this whole thing around. So let's talk about what cash damming actually is. In the most simplistic terms, cash damming is a way to take something that's normally not tax deductible, like your mortgage, and restructure it so part of it becomes deductible. Now, this isn't magic. Some people will say it's all fugazi. It's just smart cash flow management. And this is how it works. If you have a rental property, or again, even a basement suite that generates income. Now, the basement suite, it's so overlooked that it blows my mind. So many of my clients buy that home that has the mortgage helper in it, but we don't let that suite become an actual helper. So even the basement suite that generates income, you're going to take that rental income and you're going to apply it directly to your mortgage. And then you reborrow that same amount from your home equity line of credit, your HELOC, to pay for all of your rental property expenses, repairs, maintenance, property taxes, insurance, utilities, you name it, everything. Because those borrowed funds are used for investment purposes. Once again, those borrowed funds are used for investment purposes. The CRA allows the interest on that borrowed money to now become tax deductible. So let's recap. You're paying down your mortgage faster with the rental income. You're creating a portion of interest that's deductible for tax purposes. It's like creating two wins out of one stream of cash flow. The same income, just structured smarter. Let me give you a visual analogy here. Think of your money like water flowing down a stream. If you don't build any channels, the water just rushes past, gone forever. That's what a lot of Canadians do that I talk to. Their income flows in, flows straight out towards bills and mortgage payments, and it's gone. Cash damming, it's like building a set of channels. It's going to let you redirect that same water so it flows through two paths at once. One that pays down your mortgage faster, and another that creates tax deductions. The same freaking water, same flow, but now it's working harder before it ever leaves your hands. That's the kind of simple shift that separates people who just pay off a mortgage from people who use their mortgage as a wealth building tool. So let's walk through the normal way most Canadians are handling this. Picture a simple flow. First, your income, your paycheck, and any rental income lands in your bank account at your bank, whatever, lands in your account. From there, a big chunk goes straight to your mortgage payment. Meanwhile, those rental expenses, maintenance, utilities, strata, insurance, whatnot, you're covering them with after-tax dollars. So once the tax man has reached into your pocket, taken out 30, 40, 45% of your income that you earn, you're going to take whatever's left over and cover those expenses. Here's the key line I want you to remember. If anything, remember this. You're paying tax first, then the mortgage. That's inefficient. Tax eats your income, interest eats your cash flow, and you're left wondering why you can't get ahead. So let's flip the flow using cash damming. Instead of letting your rental income sit in your checking account, you send that rental income directly to your mortgage so it hammers down principal faster. Then you use your HELOC, your home equity line of credit, to pay every single rental expense, utilities, property tax, insurance, repairs, all of it, because those HELOC funds are used for earning rental income. The interest on that HELOC portion becomes tax deductible. There is another step that we can layer in here where we actually draw from the HELOC into a separate account, which I probably would recommend. I'm just keeping this as simple as possible so you don't get caught up in the fine print here. So when you add it up, the result is simple. Lower taxes, a faster mortgage payment, and a stronger net worth with the exact same property and the exact same income. That's the beauty of structure. And yes, my friends, strategy. Let's make it real with some numbers. Say you have a mortgage of $500,000, your rental income is $2,000 a month, and your rental expenses are $1,500 a month. Here's the flow. That $2,000 rental income you receive goes straight to your mortgage. You're paying down $24,000 additional principal every single year. Then you reborrow $1,500 a month from your HELOC to cover rental expenses. That's $18,000 a year used for investment purposes. Now, the interest on that $18,000 HELOC portion becomes tax deductible. Depending on your tax bracket, that can mean roughly $1,500 to $2,000 in annual tax savings just from restructuring how your cash moves. Stretch that out over 10 to 15 years, compound it. Now you're looking at saving tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands saved without earning a single extra dollar. Here's the line to remember in this part of the episode. Same income, same tenant, different structure, huge freaking savings. Now, let's talk about why this matters so much right now. If you're like me, you're in your late 30s, you're going into your 40s, this is the most expensive stage of life. You've got a mortgage, probably a big one, maybe kids, car payments, child cares. Have you seen the price of a half-ton pickup in today's market? It's almost $100,000. And inflation, it's not going to help you. So the last thing you want is to be overpaying the CRA and the bank at the same time. Cash damming, it's going to give you all the leverage. Like I can say it till I'm blue in the face. Cash damming is very powerful. It takes the same dollars that you already earn and puts them to work in a way that reduces taxes, accelerates your mortgage, and frees up cash flow faster. And if you keep reusing the same structure year after year, you're not just saving on taxes, you're transforming your mortgage into a strategic asset. Asset means strategy, and yes, I'm a big strategy guy. This is what the wealthy investors already understand. They don't work harder. They don't have any extra hours in their day. They're just structuring things smarter. Let me give you a real example. I worked with a couple in Langley, both in their late 30s. They owned their home and they had their basement suite rented out for around $1,800 a month. I can't remember the exact number. Before we met, they were doing everything quote unquote right. They made their mortgage payments, they paid their rental expenses out of pocket, and the rental income just sat there in their checking account until it was spent. I showed them the way with cash damming. Now every month that $1,800 goes directly as a prepayment to their primary mortgage. Then they reborrow from their HELOC to pay the suite's expenses. Things like utilities, maintenance, insurance, things like that you're already paying if you own a home with a basement suite. The result for these particular clients is they shaved off over $3,000 a year from their tax bill. Plus, Because that rental income is actually hammering down their primary mortgage, they're going to be on track to be mortgage free, sorry, I'm tongue tied, almost 5 years sooner. So it's the same property, the same tenants with the same income. It's just a smarter plan. That's what the power of using strategy over rate comes into this. And this is the mindset shift that I challenge you to embrace. The banks don't want you to think this way because they make more money when you just pay the minimum and don't ask questions. But your mortgage, it's not just a debt, it's a tool. When you structure it strategically, it can actually help you reduce taxes, build equity faster, and accelerate your path to financial freedom. That's the real difference between someone who just pays off their house and someone who uses their house to build wealth. Cash damming, it's just one of those strategies that proves if it's not what you earn, it's how you flow your money that matters. And here's the bottom line. Cash damming, it lets you pay down your mortgage faster, reduces your taxes, and keeps more of your hard-earned dollars in your pocket using the same income you already have. So it's the same income, same house, same mortgage, just a smarter blueprint. If this episode made things click for you, please, it would mean the world to me. Hit that subscribe button and turn on notification. Every week on the Mortgage Blueprint Show, I'm breaking down practical Canadian mortgage strategies that the banks don't want you to know. So you can save money, eliminate debt faster, and move closer to financial freedom. And if you want to see exactly how this could work for your mortgage, there's a link in the description to book a free strategy call with me. Remember, my friends, strategy over rate always.